You know, a really high probability that Dr. Fauci is not going to face anything at all. But when the pardon came in, everyone was talking about how it's a federal pardon and that people in the state, on the state level, can actually go after Fauci. And that's exactly what's happening. You know, that's exactly what's going on right now. We have a few states, bunch of states that are going, hey, let's go after him. Auto pen. Good point. That's a whole completely different side of this. I totally forgot about nuclear. And I should actually bring that up. Joe Biden auto pen controversy. Well, Trump declared it, didn't he? He was kind of just like, Trump declared them invalid, but does that make them invalid? You know? I don't know. What am I hearing? No, I didn't. No, please stop it, Fox. Fox. Okay. Yeah, Trump claims they're void, but that doesn't mean, yeah, it would be up to a court, right? Exactly. It's not his decision. So, you know, there is some precedence, I think, that it should be null and void because it's just, I mean, all Biden has to do is say, yes, I signed all of those, or I accepted the auto pen. Like I knew my hand hurt, so you know I was there. That's all he has to do. Where is Biden, by the way? Is he still alive? Anyway, hi everybody. How you doing? Welcome in. Oh man, I'm going to be talking about this Fauci thing, but I have this fascinating article. Let me just show you guys a little. We're going to read this. This is I wish Andreas was here for this. Look at this. The holy grail of neuroscience. Researchers created stunningly accurate digital twin of the brain. Oh my gosh. Sleep is a cousin of death. Hello. I've been outside. My lips are sunburned. I got, like, you could tell I'm like a little darker. My son got a little sunburn on his cheek the other day, and it was sunny the past couple days. I thought I read about that somewhere. Well, we're about to read about it tonight. It's gonna be freaky. I mean, this is another one of those things that it's like, I don't know if this is good, or if this is the beginning of the end. It's just, once, you know, those rich, stupidly rich people, once they figure out, Adam trying to get the orange Trump tan? Nah. I'm just enjoying the sunshine. It's been wonderful. Ted was right again. I don't know who you're talking about. Benjamin Jansen, good to see you. Hello, sir. Hey, Tomby. How you doing, sir? Salt Army checking in. All right, good to see you. Oh, Benjamin Jansen celebrating 47 months. Thank you, Benjamin. So yesterday I got to see Silence of the Lambs on 35mm film last night. It was amazing. Anyway, That's what you were doing. I see. Anyway, hey, Adam and chat. What up, Benjamin? Good to see you, bud. Connor, hello. Hello. How you doing, Connor? What's good? Mm-hmm. Grateful gato. I feel like most cats are grateful. You know, when you give them food, they're happy. Hey, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Hey, V6, how you doing, sir? Ryan Hennard, hello. Bobby C. What's good? OGBT. Shanjack, hello. Hello, hello. What up? It rubs the lotion on the skin and puts it in the basket. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I remember it being really good, though. Hey, Derek, how you doing? Iron Man, how you doing, sir? What's up, Nick? Yeah, that's the OG right there. The OG UFO. Haven't spun that thing in a long time. I think this thing is dead. Although I still haven't. The button is like locked in there. So I don't have. It takes like a. Where's the type? There's like a weird. Oh, it's just a Phillips tip, but it's like far. I don't have a small enough Phillips tip to get all the way into that slot to take this thing apart to clean it, because this thing is probably like 6 years old, or it's at least 5 years old. This thing never been like taken. Spin it. All right, whatever. Let's do this. Does that count? That counts, right? It's spinning faster. There you go, Nick. Salt Army asks when you come to the States, you going to Crigler Mounds, which is in driving distance from Chicago. Is it really? Are they in Illinois? Let's look this up. The Crigler Mounds. Oh, it's in Missouri. Which one do you live in Missouri? Is it Ree? He's not here yet. He's probably recording something. It's Ree, right? I think Lord of the Ree lives in. Let's see. Crigler Mound is an important archaeological site in northeastern part of the state of Missouri, located on the Salt River. I fished there before. I'm pretty sure. Near Mark Twain Lake. Well, these sound so familiar, actually. Part of the Crigler Cemetery, north of the village of Florida. Oh, Florida, Missouri, right? Is that the town? The site occupies a high hilltop, 1,500 feet north of the original Salt River bed, composed of 7 large mounds. The entire group covers an area of 500 feet. 6 of the mounds are made solely of earth, while one includes substantial rocky components. The mounds are in a straight line. Okay, I need more. What is this? Mapio? The info list. Road trippers. There's no real, like, I guess Wikipedia. I want images of the Crigler Mounds. Crigler Mound Group. TripAdvisor? No, that's Creole Mound. Crigler Mound Group. It's somewhere up here. Let's visit this site, see what happens. What's Zombie? I guess we'll see. Doesn't seem like there's any images of it, but that's cool. What's up, Metastep? Chelsea, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you both. Okay, here we go. Crigler Mound Group. There's a straight up Crigler Cemetery here. Wow. Fascinating. Okay. All right, Mark Twain Lake. Looks like a freaking epic lake with amazing fishing. Outside Quincy, okay. Oh, okay. It's actually not the hardest to get to. I've driven from Chicago to St. Louis plenty of times. I don't know. This looks like probably like a 5 or 6 hour drive. If you're going fast enough, just kind of get down to Springfield and then cut over. That'd be kind of cool to go there. Two reviews with an average rating of 5 stars. Wow. Dope. To answer your question though, I wasn't planning on it. So I live in Maryville, Missouri for a year. Or MO, is that Missouri or Montana? Is it Missouri? Nice area, boring, but nice, yeah. It's beer 30 somewhere. All right. Let's dive straight in, shall we? Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, Walensky, and other top COVID officials face criminal referral requests. Although, let's be real, nothing's going to happen. But hey, people are actually trying to hold them accountable. So it's a good start, I think. Okay? It doesn't hurt to try. If it does go somewhere, hell yeah. Right? Let's dig into this. For alleged murder and medical terrorism. I mean, wow. Okay. Wow. Do you remember these press briefings? Wow. This picture right here brings me back. Remember, this was 5 years ago? 5 years ago. 2020 was 5 years ago. And it was about this time, April 2020, when we were in the thick of it, right? We were in the thick of it. Economy was being shut down. This is a wild picture. And then, of course, Trump was basically saying, we're going to leave it up to the states. A lot of people like to give Trump shit because, oh, well, it all happened under Trump. And it's like, okay, Operation Warp Speed. There's, you can be upset that, he's pushing the vaccine on people or pushing it out. There is a theory that he knew that it might be bad. And it was either push it out when it would have spoiled or it wasn't ready because people weren't able to actually keep it cold enough. Like they weren't prepared to keep it and then use it. Like most of the batches would have gone bad by the time it got used. So he actually saved more people. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. But one thing that I can absolutely give Trump credit for was his ability to say, we're going to leave it to the states to decide what they want to do, which is the governors. And each governor is essentially a president of their state because it is the United States after all. So, I think this look that you're seeing from Fauci, I think what that look is damn it, Trump, like this, we needed the lockdown. We want full control. This was about control, obviously. Mail-in ballots and locking down the economy to make Trump look bad. Not only that, the next president comes in and look, record job boosts when in reality it's just all the jobs coming back that were shut down from 2020. But they did it. We were saying that was going to happen all the way back on Timcast. And lo and behold, Biden claimed record numbers of job increase. It's like, no, there were just the jobs coming back. All right, let's read about this. Criminal referral requests have been formally filed in 7 U.S. states, Arizona and Pennsylvania being the latest, accusing Fauci and others of heinous crimes, including murder, medical coercion, and even terrorism stemming from their COVID-era policies and decisions. Arizona and Pennsylvania have joined Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, and Oklahoma. The Vyers Law Group and former Feds Group Foundation, Freedom Foundation, submitted the explosive referrals this week, urging State Attorney General to pursue criminal investigations into Fauci and his pandemic-era cohorts, according to Nicholas Holscher, MPH. The filings represent a growing grassroots and legal effort to hold COVID-19 tyrants accountable for the damage wrought by deadly hospital protocols, the suppression of early treatments, and coercion coercive push for experimental vaccines. The list of individuals is as thus: Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, Dr. Walensky, Dr. Collins, Dr. Lane, Dr. Han, Dr. Woodcock, Dr. Peter Hotez, Dr. Redfield, Dr. Daszak, Dr. Barrick, Dr. Bright, hospital administrators and care providers. I have to say we need to add certain governors as well. Okay? The March 25th order that Cuomo and I used to know them all, and it's been a long time. It's been 5 years since this happened. So more than 5 years, actually. So I know it was Cuomo and Whitmer. Thank you. It was Pritzker, who was Murphy. Yep. Thank you. Murphy, Whitmer, Pritzker, Cuomo. Did California do it? I think California did it too, but I'm not sure. Okay. But the governors that ordered sick people to go into nursing homes then caused the deaths of thousands of old folks that were obviously the number one at-risk patients in America, thus spiking the numbers, increasing the fear, allowing them to have more emergency powers. And I mean, I think it was on purpose. I think they did it on purpose to spike the numbers. They need to be on this list as well, because that's absolutely a part of this. Anyway, let's keep going. The referral letters outline a jaw-dropping list of charges, including murder, negligent homicide, involuntary manslaughter, medical coercion and abuse, kidnapping, human trafficking for forced labor, racketeering, operating a corrupt organization, terrorism. This is, I mean, it's just good. Good. This is what should be going down. In February, 17 state attorney generals formally requested aid from Republican congressional leaders to investigate the origins of COVID-19 and explore possible legal actions against Dr. Fauci at the state level, which, whether or not the pardon is thrown away, right, because of this auto pen thing, we don't know. Is the pardon? It doesn't matter, because on the state level, that it's not a federal crime. So the federal pardon doesn't do anything on the state level, right? So if this goes through, they're going to face the music. This concerted effort, spearheaded by South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson, aims to circumvent the preemptive pardon issued by Joe Biden on his last day in office, which sought to shield Fauci from federal persecution, going all the way back to 2014. What happened in 2014? Yes, the coup of Ukraine, the rightfully democratically elected leader, was overthrown. Now, a lot of people have their viewpoints on Ukraine right now. I'm not here to really talk about that, but I do know that there were medical labs that were found all along the Ukraine-Russian border that Putin was bitching about because, hey, I don't know, there was a global pandemic that turns out it was from Wuhan. Oh, wow, Fauci, you were doing gain-of-function research. You did lie and perjure yourself in Congress, and Rand Paul did call you out. Oh, wow. And then the pardon happened? I wonder when they probably opened those labs in Ukraine. I'm assuming it's around 2014. Yeah. The state attorney generals emphasized that the federal pardon does not preclude state-level legal actions and are actively seeking further details from Congress to facilitate state investigations and potential persecutions. Good. I hope they get every single one of these bastards. That's a good video right there. I'm going to cut that and pop that out probably tomorrow. That's a banger, dude. Former CDC bosses reveal bombshell new evidence of COVID cover-up, says the father of the virus, Fauci, concealed Wuhan lab leak to protect U.S. spies embedded in China. Wow, I just found this article. Robert Redfield, the former director of the Center of Disease Control and Prevention when the pandemic erupted, has accused American and British intelligence agencies of orchestrating a clandestine campaign to shut down concerns over a possible laboratory leak in China. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, the world-renowned virologist says he is now 100% convinced that COVID-19 was the result of the scientists becoming infected while carrying out high-risk experiments to boost the infectivity of bat viruses amid low biosecurity in laboratories in the city of Wuhan. He believes that Anthony Fauci... Okay, I just have to stop right away because this kind of talk... I'm 100% convinced. He believes, like, okay, so it's just this guy's... that's not evidence. I'm done. I'm done reading. Okay. Anyway, that's not enough evidence for me. Where's the smoking gun evidence? I believe it. I believe. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I want it to be true. All right. But let's be real. I want to, you know, if you're going to drop that kind of a bombshell, like, bring some proof. It would be nice to have some proof, right? Okay. Anyway. Let's read this freaking this epic neuroscience holy grail. I'm feeling share vibe right now. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I feel like it could be true. Right. Mass murder by the governments, plural. Yeah, the only government that on the planet that I can think of that didn't lock down their citizens and allowed their citizens to make all the decisions, Sweden. I'm just saying. It's the only place that I know that didn't lock their citizens down and allowed them to make their own choice. Anywhere else? Anyone? Can you name anywhere else? I don't know. By the way, smash that like button. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, go ahead. I'll wait. I'll sit here patiently waiting. Well, look, we have over 100 people on YouTube. Okay. We got about 30 people on Rumble. 56 likes. We can get it to 100 likes. Let's do it. Let's get it to 100 likes. Go on. Smash. You got the Yarn Witch like button right there. Ashley Hayden will ban your ass. Okay? Tanzania did lockdown and had the lowest rate of COVID on Earth. Well, they probably locked down the airport so no one was coming in. Right? Wouldn't that make sense? Tanzania. Yes, 65 likes. We're almost there. Get it. Come on. 66. Let's get to 100. Rumble just shows 0 because you have to reload the page, but then I'll see Rumble ads on my own stream. I have issues with Rumble right now. It's kind of annoying. The Rumble site. Honestly, I only go live on Rumble and use StreamYard because of the few people that show up for me over there. Ew, ads. I know. 69 likes. Blue got hurt. Oh, what? What happened? Well, you're lurking. All right. Well, cheers. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate you, Ashley. All right. It's because no one went to the doctor. That's a good point. Tanzania, like the lowest reported, like, I mean, were they testing? You know? Did you hear about the Chinese national they caught in the Detroit airport in 2019? Yeah, we talked about it on Timcast IRL. Forever ago, 5 years ago, we talked about it. And it was SARS-1. It was like a few different like the bird flu, the avian flu, or whatever, had a bunch of, and they were just in his pocket. Rumble, where only the famous get boosted and the actual creators get fed scraps. It's kind of the vibe, isn't it? I mistyped. I meant Tanzania did not lock down. Ah, okay. Well, I mean, let me just real quick. That's not what I typed. Okay. Here, can you get rid of that? Thank you. Okay, here we go. So, Tanzania, in the middle of Africa. Not even in the middle of Africa. Like in the side. Is this surprising that Tanzania didn't have a lot of COVID? They probably weren't testing at all. People were probably living out, doing their thing, not even giving a shit about what the rest of the world is doing. That's such a random. It's like, okay. Yeah, all right. There's 11 likes on Rumble. Cool. It's a pretty good ratio. We got 75 likes on YouTube. I mean, there's 120 people watching. Come on. 25 people. If you have like the stream. Come on, you're hanging out, like the stream. It's easy. Come on, we're going to read this awesome article about turning your brain into a computer. All in on the dewormer. Yo, ivermectin won awards. Hold on. Look at this. Ivermectin is a Nobel Prize winning wonder drug. Of course, this line here is in prime October 14th, 2021 when they're pushing this shit. Where do you think this image is from? I don't know about you. It looks like Africa. Let's see. Where is this? It doesn't show me where that is. Wouldn't that be trippy if that was Tanzania? Is this? "30 African countries." Doesn't say where it's from though. Wait. Hold on. Ivermectin river blindness caused by a certain black fly in a Ivorian town. Ivorian. What the heck? Where is that? Hold on, wait. This is the actual town. Give me 1 second. I don't want anything to pop up there. Where is this? Oh, okay. Oh, Ivory. Oh, Cote d'Ivoire. I don't even. I wouldn't even be able to tell you this is a country. I had no idea. The Ivory Coast. Oh, is that what this is? Oh, okay. The Ivory Coast, because this is because I'm in Sweden. They're like giving me the freaking weird version of it. Okay. All right. Anyway, where was that article I was just reading? What? Where did it go? Oh yeah, I gotta go back here. Okay. Let's see. Boom. Can we just look at all the freaking different articles? It's a Nobel Prize winning wonder drug, but not for COVID-19. October 21st. This is Yukon Today. How many of these articles do you think exist? Fact check. Precursor. USA Today. Ivermectin did win Nobel Prize, but it's not proven for COVID-19. I bet Snopes says it. Ivermectin is not a treatment for COVID-19. That's that. What does that have to do with did ivermectin win a Nobel Prize? All of these non-stop. I'm sure is okay. This is just controversial drug. Blah blah blah. COVID-19, of course. It's weird, though, how Joe Rogan said he felt amazing afterwards. I don't even use Google. This is Brave. I'm searching Brave. And Brave is still popping all of these up. It's still, same kind of vibe. Hey, Lord of the Rings here. For 2, it says, I'm sorry, I'm late, so apologies if you spoke about it already, but did you see Jimmy's latest video about Göbekli Tepe, its sister site? Can't remember the name. It's wild. Their government is being sus. I'm literally in the middle of it right now. I'm literally watching. You can see I don't know. I'm almost done, actually. But, yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'm watching it. But I watched Wandering Wolf's video on it, and both of their videos are very much just, these sites are, number one, ruining the archaeology. They're ruining the sites. They don't care about the sites. They're not excavating it at all. They don't plan to excavate it. And they're just creating tourism. Come look at these sites and give us money. That's it. It's their money makers. They don't care about the science. They don't care about the archaeology. They don't care about the history. And that's essentially what these videos are, is them exposing it. And props to them. Did you make up with Bera? I don't know how that would be possible. I mean, kind of at the end of the episode, or after the end of the stream, He said, sorry, he wasn't talking about me when he was telling that story about people being, well, about him being able to visualize things and most people not being able to. And I was like, okay, you were implying that I couldn't do it by even stating that, right? And he goes, I didn't realize. And I was like, all right, word. Sorry for getting upset, sorry for being annoyed that you were insulting me. I did apologize because, it wasn't my show. And I should have just been like, yeah, I'm just a dumb model. In fact, I'll just say that next time. Just a stupid. What is this? A freaking, I don't know, a picture for ants? Stupid. I don't know. I knew as soon as I saw the size of the roof, the concrete footings would be massive. I'm a GC. I'd imagine they use hewed auger in the backhoe. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, those buildings are massive. I mean, there are people who can't, but those are usually people who claim to be smarter than everyone else. Right. True. Where I can absolutely visualize what he was showing me. Like, there was an arena thing that looked like a collapsed arena. Like, yeah, I could picture it, but that doesn't prove to me that it is, in fact, an old arena, like a football arena or something on Mars, just because it looks like a broken down thing. Like, yeah, sure, I could see how it could be blocks, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to get into it when he was showing that picture. But if you look at the picture, fuck it, I'm gonna legitimately pull up the video and show you and talk about it right now. Forbidden Frontier. Mike Barra, number 98. Number 98. Wow. No way we're 2 episodes away. Okay, so here it is. You can see in my face. I'm just like, uh-huh. Okay, so this image, if all of these were roads, if these were all roads, and the rest of the stuff was buildings that got, why are they raised? Wouldn't the bulk of the stuff be, wouldn't the roads be lower because of the buildings? Like if this was a city block, like he's saying these were city blocks, and none of these are perfect squares, by the way. He was saying that they're all perfect squares, and it's like, they're really not. I love Garrett's face too, because Garrett was like, I don't know. You know, he was saying like this was some sort of temple, like a mosque or something, and I'm like, we have no idea how big this is. It's so, here's the zoomed out version. Same look on my face. And Garrett too. He's like, that's a mound. Yeah, I mean, I can see, you know, this kind of looks like a mound. He was saying that like mud flowed in here, but I'm like, why are the roads all raised up? See, like, especially like here, you could see like this line, it looks a lot higher than this divot here. But if there was buildings here, like if you think about a city, if a nuke goes off and all the buildings fall down, the roads would be the low point, wouldn't they? And then if mud flowed in, the mud would flow into where the roads are. Wouldn't they? So, like, how does that make any sense if these were roads and this was like an ancient city? And again, I would love if this was actually an ancient city. There are millions of possibilities how weather patterns could disturb geograph over millions of years. Yeah, untouched by external entities. There's just like, yeah, you know? Lord of the Reefer 2 says it's wild for Barra to imply you don't know what you're talking about when he's never even been to Mars. That's good. Right. PJ says, what's up, 90s? What's up, 90s style exaggeration? Wow. I haven't heard that or done that in a very long time. But was good. If you stare at anything long enough, you'll eventually see something. Well, if you want to see something, you'll also tend to see it. Right? He wants this to be a city. You know, I just hit play and he goes, that's a city block. And then he goes, well, what do you think, Adam? And I'm like, I don't know if you guys heard this, but he's like, I said, I can certainly visualize what you're saying here. He's not blind like me. Oh my God. I have to play this. I have to play this cringy line. I just went right to it. Okay, give me 1 sec. I gotta play this. Oh my goodness. All right.
Comb, but it's city block.
So, Adam, am I impressing you or no?
Adam, am I impressing you or no? This is him going, Are you going to be a yes man to me or not? Like, what do you mean impressing me? Like, first off, you're not the one who found this stuff out. You even said someone else did something. I don't even do anything myself now. I just wait for other people to do it. And then I talk about it. It's like, okay, so you're grifting off of other people's work now. All right. You're acknowledging that. Sure. So, no, you aren't impressing me with anything. Okay. Why does it matter? It's because he wants me to become a yes man. He wants me to just say, yes, Mike Barra, I will believe everything you say. Oh, I'm certainly capable of visualizing what a city would be here.
Hey, I was
Look at Garrett. Garrett knows me. Garrett knows that I just basically I smacked the ball back into his court because Barrow tried to, like, I don't know. Am I impressing you, Adam? It's like, well, I'm certainly capable. And I said that because he basically implied many times that I wasn't able to.
He's not blind like me,
Right.
Mike. Okay.
all right. And I don't know if there's another.
Hey, Adam can stare. You know those pictures in the '90s, and stare at things like he can find the shapes in those things.
Yeah.
You know, I can't.
Okay.
I never.
I love Gary. Gary had my back. He was being nice about it, but he was.
I wish I had a laser pointer because
Yeah.
I could point it out, but the audience wouldn't be able to see it. But it's, I mean, to me, it's just there's no, you can't argue that this is natural.
You can't argue that this is natural. Yes, you can. It very easily. You have to prove that it's not natural. You just stating that this is on Mars, Asmo. You can't say that.
I've been to enough of your presentations. I've seen enough of other people's works.
Right.
And on Secure Team 10, he still occasionally puts out videos.
Yeah, they're good.
And he's done a ton of shit on this. And I'm not gonna say I believe every single one, but there's plenty on the moon, and Mars where like at least some of them you go, what the fuck? That's not even that there's no way that can be made in nature.
There are these blocks in, I want to say Utah. It could be California, but like East California. I think it's Utah though, but there's these giant squares that are all connected on the edge of a cliff face. And a couple of them have fallen down. And if you look at them from above, there's a guy who is like a drone guy. He goes out and just films sites, and he goes on Google Maps and finds really cool stuff. The drone channel, I don't remember, the POV channel, maybe that's what it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This YouTube channel does this, right? And he found these square blocks, and he went over there, and they're perfect squares. He measured them, and like, it's crazy. And people are like, well, is this some sort of ancient human thing? Because it's like, no, actually, they're just square blocks. It's like straight lines do exist. He actually says in a little while, I don't remember exactly when in this, I'm not going to play any more of this, but, he says like, straight lines don't exist in nature. And it's like, well, I mean, on a microscopic level, probably not. Like perfectly straight, sure. But to our eyes, people were freaking out about that square on Mars. That wasn't a square. Yes, they do. You guys are both saying they do. Perfectly straight lines exist in nature? Really? Do perfect straight lines exist in nature? Perfect straight lines in nature do not exist. While there are approximations of straight lines in nature, such as the radial patterns in plants or straight segments in tree branches, these are not perfectly straight. The concept of a straight line is a human construct used in mathematics and geometry, which does not perfectly translate to the physical world due to the inherent curvature of space and the granular nature of matter. For instance, Antoni Gaudi, the famous architect, noted with straight lines do not exist in nature and that buildings should follow natural curves. He is amazing. I've stood in front of the church in Barcelona and it is beautiful. Snowflakes, I mean, they're not straight. We can't make straight lines either. Well, we claim to, but they're not. Nothing is straight. This sounds like gay propaganda. Okay. Think about it. Can you make a straight line? I don't know. Probably not. I don't want to. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Making a straight line. Anyway, I think it's silly. This whole thing. What annoys me is that I think he's fascinating, and he obviously is very knowledgeable of a lot of stuff. You know, I'm not trying to discredit him. I'm just skeptical. I'm allowed to be skeptical, and it's like he's saying I'm not allowed to be skeptical about what he says, and I don't like people like that. Tim Pool's the same way. It honestly felt like I was dealing with Tim Pool. Tim Pool told me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I said I didn't think the skater that he thought was the best skater was the best skater. Aurélien Girard, amazing skater, one of the best on the planet, guaranteed, for sure, absolutely. But the best? No. That's like saying this artist is the best painter. No. Skating is an art form. Technical, sure. Tim is a technical skater. He likes the technical side of things. And I'm not that type of skater. I'm more of a raw, aggressive, go with the flow type of skater. I don't give a shit about your technical abilities. That's not what makes me think you're a good skater. Or the best skater, rather. Like, to me, the best skater is the type that can go 3 minutes and not miss any tricks. And he does one trick over and over and over and over again, fucking it up over and over until it gets like an incredibly hard trick. I'm like, that doesn't mean shit to me. You know? But he literally said, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's like, dude, I was a professional skateboarder. You were not. He's a good skater, don't get me wrong. And Tim, he's just arrogant. Yeah, true. But it's like, he also told Nisha she was an idiot because she didn't like one of his song ideas. He was saying, oh, this is my song idea. And she was like, I don't think it's that good. And she goes, he straight up told my wife, well, you're an idiot. And it's like, excuse me? Now, she defended herself. I didn't have to say anything. But it's like, that's the kind of energy that Tim has. Same with Mike Barra. Same kind of energy. Oh, you're not going along with what I said? Well, you're obviously an idiot. But instead of saying that, he goes, oh, well, let me tell you about the story about this professor I had of mine. He basically told me that I'm one of the smart people and I can see things that others can't. And I guess you're just not able to see things because, I mean, it's just a fact that some people are dumb. It's like, fuck you, Mike Barra. You're being a fucking dick to me, man. I didn't do anything to you but be a skeptic. And if you watch the first episode that he was on, he literally talked about how it's good to be a skeptic. It's good to be skeptical about things that you're hearing. Anyway, I'm done talking about this wise ass. Ryan Hinder, for one, says, Rumble's autoplay almost got me in trouble at work because it just randomly turns on and starts playing videos at full volume on my phone if I don't have my Bluetooth connected still. Dude, I hate autoplay on Rumble. I don't want to go to Rumble and have some stupid fucking video playing of a channel I don't even follow. I went to Rumble yesterday. Timcast IRL was playing. I'm like, I don't want to fucking see this shit. Like, Rumble, I actively don't want to go there now. Rumble, you are fucking your own site up. Like, fuck that. I don't want to hear Tim's voice. Tim's voice bugs the shit out of me. God. Fucking check yourself, Rumble. And stop pushing premium on me. When I'm trying to start my own stream, it says, subscribe to premium. And it's like, no. Fuck no. I don't even want to go to Rumble, let alone sign up for premium. Fuck off. Rumble video player sucks. Last time I was there, I couldn't close the app playing videos. Dude. They're pandering to the elite influencers 100%. Yeah. And their contracts are not good. They're not good. We'll only pay you if you don't make what you are paying your average you're making now. It's like, wait a minute, what do you mean? It's like, well, this is how they normally do it. And I actually had this contract with, it was Locals Rumble when they were trying to do gaming. I did it in like 2023. They said, all right, well, how much are you making right now? And I was like, we did the numbers. And then they were like, okay, don't make that. We'll give you the difference. And I was like, all right. So I stopped doing my show and I only gamed. And I was consistent and I gamed and dude, my numbers were trash. I didn't make nearly as much as I did. It probably killed my channel more than if I had not stopped. And then I got to the end and they were like, well, you know, it's only this. And I was like, dude, they're losing creators. Rumble is. Kisama for 5 says, I can make a straight line, but I can't make a line straight. Heyo. Okay. That's good. That's good. PJ Straight Edge says, she beat him up. I'm calling it. No. But she called him out, and he did apologize. To Tim's credit, he did say sorry for calling her an idiot. Ryan Hindard says, I listened to a few minutes of Crowder, paused it, and an hour later at a meeting with a manager of a department, Rumble plays Tim, and the phrase, their fat, black, liberal wives on full volume comes out. Oh my gosh. Embarrassing. Credit where it's due. Yeah, sure. I try to be fair. You would look good with a full-on beard. It comes and goes. You might have noticed I got rid of it on Saturday. I just wanted to feel the sunshine on my face. You're howling? Wait, what happened? That's awful but hilarious. I don't even know what just happened. All right, let's read about this. Okay, somewhere Andreas is freaking so hyped that I'm about to talk about this kind of stuff. The holy grail of neuroscience. Researchers create stunningly accurate digital twin of the brain. Yeah, this is the beginning. You know, altered carbon. We were kind of talking about that the other day with the bodyoids, right? Because they're trying to make physical twins of people for harvesting organs and all this stuff. And this was just like the other half. In a breakthrough that could revolutionize neuroscience, researchers have harnessed the power of artificial intelligence to create a highly accurate digital twin of the mouse brain. This advanced AI model can predict how neurons respond to entirely new visual stimuli, something no previous model has accomplished with such precision. Recently published in Nature, the study, led by scientists from Baylor College of Medicine, Stanford University, and Allen Institute for Brain Science, introduces a sophisticated artificial neural network called a foundation model. The model replicates brain activity and mirrors the intricate structural details of neural circuits, offering a powerful new tool for exploring the brain's inner workings. Much like how ChatGPT and other large language models transformed natural language processing, This brain model could reshape how we study perception, behavior, or even consciousness. If you build a model of the brain and it's very accurate, that means you can do a lot more experiments. Stanford professor of ophthalmology? Is that like of the brain? Hold on, let me just real quick do this and do that. Field of medicine treating eye disorders. Okay. Isn't that optometry? Anyway, okay. So interesting. All right. So but they're talking about the brain, but it's about the eyes. I guess it's, it's all in the same zone. Senior author of the study, Dr. Andreas, shout out to Andreas. He's there. Tolias explained in a press release, we're trying to open the black box, so to speak, to understand the brain at the level of individual neurons or populations of neurons and how they work together to encode information. That is really the key, isn't it? For decades, decoding the brain's language has been one of science's most enduring puzzles. Traditional neural network models, often trained to respond to specific data sets like object recognition tasks or motion detection, performed well, but only within their comfort zones. These models struggle once unfamiliar data is introduced, such as new types of images or stimuli. Inspired by the power of foundation models in AI, large-scale models trained on massive data sets that generalize remarkably well to new domains. Neuroscientists set out to create something similar for the brain. They recorded real-time neural responses in 14 awake mice as the animals watched natural videos and interacted with their environment. It's very hard to sample a realistic movie for mice because nobody makes Hollywood movies for mice. Okay. However, mice like movement, which strongly activates their visual system. So we showed them movies that have a lot of action. These recordings captured visual stimuli, behavior like eye movement and pupil dilation, and contextual variables across 6 visual brain areas. Over 900 minutes of data from the mice watching clips of action movies such as Mad Max were fed into an artificial neural network. They call it AN. The results was a 4-part model, a perspective module to account for how a mouse's eyes can see stimulus or sees a stimulus, a modulation module for to interpret behavioral signals, a core that processes the bulk of the sensory data, and a readout that translates that data into predictions of neural activity. Trained on just 8 mice, the model proved startlingly robust, accurately predicting brain responses in new mice and across novel stimulus types it had never seen before. The crown jewel of this AN is what researchers call the foundation core. Once trained, this shared internal representation of visual processes that could be transferred to new individual mice with minimal additional data. Whoa. What does that mean? Once trained, this shared internal representation of visual processing could be transferred to new individual mice with minimal additional data, sometimes as little as 4 minutes of new recordings. This dramatically reduced the amount of real-world data needed to accurately model a new brain. Oh, okay. So it's a foundation. So when they hook up a new brain, they could map it much faster because they have like the baseline down. Okay. Compared to previous leading models, the new foundation model achieved a 25 to 46% improvement in predictive accuracy, even in notoriously complex higher order visual areas of the brain. These performance gains represent a blueprint for developing increasingly accurate models of the brain that can adapt quickly to new data without starting from scratch. Remarkably, the model didn't stop at predicting how neurons would fire. It also inferred their physical characteristics, like where they sit in the brain and what kind of neuron they are. In another major leap for neuroscience, researchers with the Microns project recently unveiled the most detailed functional map of the brain to date, offering... Okay, I want to actually see that. Let's see what that looks like. Do they have a picture of it? I guess it's probably multiple pictures, huh?
One byproduct of this whole project is just how incredibly beautiful the brain is, and how this project kind of creates this high resolution map. Just looking at these neurons shows you their detail and
okay, these are different neurons.
The brain with a sense of awe in the way the size of the brain itself, but actually contains almost 100,000 neurons.
Whoa.
Linking these neurons, and
this is a cross section of a brain.
This project, started with the team at Baylor.
That is fascinating. Okay, I want to read more into that. Okay, let's see. This feat was once considered impossible. Wow. Using data from the Microns project, researchers applied their model to more than 70,000 neurons. The model accurately predicted anatomical cell types, dendritic structures, and even synaptic connectivity patterns, despite never have been trained on anatomical data. Wow. This suggests that the functional barcodes generated by the model, essentially how a neuron processes processes. I read so many words and then I got stunted on an easy one. Anyway, how a neuron processes visual information can be used as fingerprints to reveal a cell's type and structure. This is so much more than just mapping the brain. A key advantage to creating a digital twin of the brain is its scalability. Because the model can simulate neural responses inside a computer, researchers can now run unlimited experiments that would be time-consuming, invasive, or even impossible to perform on living brains. Now imagine, and they're doing this, they're using living brains to create computers. I'm not joking. So with this combined, I mean, artificial intelligence and robots of the future, like, we are very quickly coming to a point of no return. And Elon Musk talks about it often, actually. Like, AI this is insane, actually. Not only, altered carbon, it kind of plays with the whole artificial intelligence more in season 2, with one of the best characters from season 1, the bartender or hotel, I don't know, bellhop guy that the artificial hologram guy. Loved him. Awesome. He was in season 2. Season 2, it was more like his trying to find out who he is, because he kind of gets all messed up. Anyway, that's like the only redeeming part of season 2 is because he was in it. Anyway, for example, researchers tested how digital brains responded to classical visual experiments like moving dots, Gabor patches, flashing lights, and found that the digital neurons exhibited the same orientation or spatial selectivity as their real counterparts. In one test, simulated neurons matched the actual preferred orientation of live neurons within just 4 degrees, but not exact, huh? Okay. An extraordinary degree of precision. That's still pretty insane. By leveraging similarities between brains rather than treating each one as a separate puzzle, researchers can now model shared cognitive features while still accounting for individual quirks. Man, they're advancing to understanding how the movie Transcendence. I'm sure there's plenty of movies about this too, where humans upload their consciousness into a computer. The Matrix. It's coming. It's crazy. Additionally, what makes this recent breakthrough stand out isn't just the technical prowess, it's the philosophical leap. Foundation models, by their nature, don't just memorize, they internalize general principles. The hope is that a similar approach in neuroscience could eventually uncover a universal set of rules that governs how all brains process information. By uncovering a shared set of rules that govern how neurons encode, process, and transmit information, scientists could be on the verge of establishing foundational laws of neuroscience akin to the laws of physics that govern the natural world. Wild. I mean, they're basically marrying biological brains and digital brains with this information, with what they're doing. They're being able to actually mimic like actual brain waves. It's going to create an artificial intelligence that is essentially humans, like not humans, right? Obviously, they can never be human, although who knows, right? I mean, are we living in a simulation? Is this just another? Are we going to like create the next level, the next iteration of a simulation? Who knows, right? It's crazy. I'm a gamer. I'd enter the Matrix and find a way to break the game. Good for you. Love that energy. Just as equations like Newton's laws or Einstein's theories of relativity provide a framework for understanding motion and energy across the universe, a universal neural code could offer a unifying theory for how brains function across species, individuals, and contexts. Such a discovery would revolutionize our understanding of cognition and behavior and lay the groundwork for prediction, standardized models of brain activity, ushering a new era in neuroscience and also control. Our present foundation model is just the beginning, as it only models parts of the mouse visual system under passive viewing conditions, researchers wrote. As we accumulate more diverse multi-model data encompassing sensory inputs, behaviors, and neural activity across various scales, modalities. I've never seen that word before. Modalities and species. Foundation neuroscience models will enable us to decipher the neural code of natural intelligence, providing unprecedented insights into the fundamental principles of the brain. Now, this, of course, is just on mice, but it's only a matter of time before it gets to humans. Well, that's a good question. Who funded this science, right? S90? Who funded this? It's, to me, I'm assuming there's more billionaires maybe than ever now, right? And the older these people get, the more obsessed with staying alive they are, right? And they don't want to die. They're trying to create gods. That's kind of where I'm going to with this, King. Like in Altered Carbon, to just keep in tune with that, they have what do they call the elites? I don't remember exactly what they call it. It's been a long time, but they're these people that have been around for thousands of years because they're just taking their brain meths, right? Thank you, King. And they're putting it in a new body. They just stay young forever, and then they never die because their consciousness is in a code, the stack, and then they're putting it into a new sleeve whenever they feel like it. Whenever the sleeve is starting to age, whatever, they just get a new, younger, hotter sleeve, whatever. And then they lock in control of everything. The season 1 was so good of Altered Carbon. It's really a shame season 2 went downhill as far as it did. Let's see here. The success of this model raises significant questions about the future of neuroscience and the ethical and philosophical implications of simulating brains with such fidelity. Could similar models one day simulate the human brain? Could they lead to better brain-computer interfaces, more accurate diagnosis for neurological diseases, or even a deeper understanding of consciousness? Or I mean, they mention neurological diseases, but not just diagnosis, but like a way to fix them. I mean, I'm shocked they didn't actually put that on there. The researchers caution that we're not there yet. Their digital brain twin currently applies only to mice's visual cortex under passing viewing conditions, but the groundwork has been laid for a much broader project. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what I've been saying. Ultimately, in the same way that large language models unlocked new capabilities in artificial intelligence, This digital twin of the brain could unlock new frontiers in biology, medicine, and cognitive science. And in doing so, it brings us a step closer to answering the enduring mysteries of the brain. In many ways, the seed of intelligence is the ability to generalize robustly. I like that. The ultimate goal, the holy grail, is to generalize to scenarios outside your training distribution. Okay, I don't like how this person just went there with that. It feels like sacrilege. I'm not the most religious here, so I'll let you decide. Eventually, I believe it'll be possible to build digital twins of at least parts of the human brain. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There it is at the end. There it is. Dr. Tolias gave us a little glimpse of what they actually want to do. Of course, that's the end game. Of course. They want to live forever. That's what this is about. Of course. Not, better brain-computer interfaces. Sure, yeah, okay, that's what you're telling. But it's like, no. You want to upload your consciousness into a computer and live forever. That's what they want. Yeah. PJ said, called him out with the Swedish roundhouse. Seen this movie? It doesn't end well. Correct. All right, well, I'm going to be cutting these two subjects. This was fascinating. I'm going to cut that Fauci one up. Do me a favor, when I do upload, I'm trying to be really consistent with my uploads. Please do me a favor, go like them. Go have them on in the background, give it a view, give it a comment. It really, really helps my channel. I'm really trying to stem the bleeding. YouTube responded to my message yesterday. My mom said that she was unsubbed again for like the 8th or 9th time, and YouTube was like, tell her to check her software to see if it's upgraded. And it's like, why the fuck would that have anything to do with her being unsubscribed from a channel? I mean, I have people that I've been subscribed to for years and I'm still subscribed to them. It's like, fuck you, YouTube. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Have a great night. Thank you for supporting me. Appreciate you. Check out my throne if you want. You can buy me stuff. You can buy my son stuff if you want. But most of all, I appreciate that you're just here supporting me. Cheers, everyone. Good night.